Yes, today we are going to see incomplete records part 1. That is, we are going to see a statement of affairs. And this topic, we are going to see how to calculate capital at the start, how to calculate capital at end, and how to calculate profit or loss for the year. Now, we have to prepare a statement of affairs. A statement of affairs is similar to a statement of financial position. In a statement of financial position, we record assets and liabilities according to specific headings. For example, equipment, building, motor van will be recorded under non-current assets. Inventory, trade receivable, cash at bank will be recorded under current assets. But so far concerning the statement of affairs, still we have to record assets and liabilities, but there are no specific headings in a statement of affairs. So what we have to do, we have to record all assets on the debit side of the statement of affairs and all liabilities on the credit side of the statement of affairs. So the difference between assets and liabilities will give us capital. So in order to calculate capital at the start, we need to prepare a statement of affairs at the start. So in this case, no adjustments should be taken into account. We need to take all assets and liabilities which are at the start of the period. Then we record all assets on the debit side and all liabilities on the credit side. The difference will give us capital at the start. So very easy to calculate capital at the start. So we need to distinguish between assets and liabilities which are at the start of the period. And we have to prepare statement of affairs at end. That is to calculate capital at end. So in this case, we need to take into account all adjustments. That is, all items which are found outside the trial balance will have to be taken into account. For example, depreciation of non-current assets, provision for doubtful debts. So all these will have to be taken into account when preparing a statement of affairs at end. So the same procedure will apply, that is all assets and liabilities which are at end of the period will be recorded in a statement of affairs. Assets will be recorded on the debit side, so not forget we have to take into account the adjustment. For example, if we have to depreciate motor van by 20%, so we have to calculate the depreciation. If we have to make a provision for doubtful debts or what we call irrecoverable debts, so in this case we need to calculate the provision and then we less it from trade receivable and we record in the statement of affairs at end. So the difference in the statement of affairs at end will give us capital at end. And then finally, we have to prepare a statement of profit or loss in order to calculate profit or loss for the year. Normally, when we calculate profit or loss for the year, we have to prepare an income statement. But in this case, so for concerning incomplete records, there are so many missing information, so there are no information available for expenses and income, so we cannot prepare income statement to calculate profit or loss for the year. So in this case, we need to prepare a statement of profit or loss. So what we will have in the statement of profit or loss, we will have capital at end, less capital at the start. The difference will give us increase or decrease in capital, less additional capital, add drawings, then we get profit or loss for the year. So what is drawings? Drawings is amount of goods or money taken out from the business for personal use, for family use, for self-use, for private use, for non-business expenditure. All these terms will apply to drawings. Anything that we take out from the business, we call it drawings. And anything that we inject into the business during the year, we call it additional capital, amount of money or goods injected into the business by the trader. This is called additional capital. Additional capital is opposite of drawings. So what we have to bear in mind that these four items will have to be recorded in a statement of profit or loss. Capital at end, less capital at the start, we get increase or decrease in capital, less additional capital, add drawings, then we get profit or loss for the year. So these are the three accounts that we'll have to prepare. A statement of affairs at the start. So in this case, no adjustment will have to be taken into account. We take all assets and liabilities which are at the start of the period, then the difference will give us capital at the start. And then we have to prepare a statement of affairs at end. So in this case, we need to take into account all adjustment, and then the difference will give us capital at end. And finally, we have to prepare a statement of profit or loss, which will consist of the following information: capital at end, capital at start, additional capital, drawings, and so on. So here we are so far concerning statement of affairs part 1, that is to calculate profit or loss for the year. In the second lesson, we will come to see these that have to prepare statement of affairs at the start, at end, a statement of profit by concrete example. Until then, goodbye. Thank you very much for your attention. So we are going to prepare a statement of affairs at the start. When preparing a statement of affairs at the start, no need to take into account adjustment. We just have to debit all the assets and credit all liabilities. The difference will give us capital at the start. So here we are, motor van at the start. We have motor van at the start. How much? 50,000 asset. We have trade receivable at the start. Again, asset. It will be on the debit side. Trade receivable 10,000. We have trade payable liabilities. Trade payable liabilities. At the start, trade payable 6,000. We have loan at the start, liabilities 12,000. We have Kassak Bank at the start, asset. How much? 18,000. And then we have Bank Overdraft liabilities at the start. Bank Overdraft at the start, it will be 2,500. So we have to add the total. This will give us 78,000, and this one will give us 20,500. 20,500. So the difference will give us capital at start, capital at 1st January, capital at 1st January, capital at start. So how much? 57,500. Ça nous donne 57,500 capital at start. Okay? Very easy to prepare statement of affairs at the start. We have to put on the debit side, that is on the asset side, all assets, motor van, trade receivable, Kassak Bank, which are at the start of the period. And then we have to put all liabilities on the credit side. Liabilities at start, we have trade payable, loan, bank overdraft, and then asset less liabilities. This will give us capital at the start. So here we are, so far concerning capital at the start. We have to do it in this way. Now we are going to see capital at end. Again, we have to prepare a statement of affairs, but this time we have to take into account the adjustment. All adjustments should be taken into account when preparing statement of affairs at end, that is to calculate capital at end. Format will be the same. Format will be the same. We just have to take into account the adjustment. Here we are. Let's see the first adjustment. Make a provision for doubtful debts of 10%. So we have to calculate provision for doubtful debts of 10%. Provision for doubtful debt is always calculated on trade receivable. So provision for doubtful debts is equal to 10% de Trade receivable at the end, 15 000. Ça nous donne 1500. Therefore, we have to 15 000 retirer 1500. Voilà. This one, here we have to put trade receivable with the workings given. We have already done the first working 1. Okay, là. Ça nous donne combien? 15 000 recheck. Ça nous donne 13 500. Voilà. And then depreciate motor van by 20%. Depreciation on motor van 20% de motor van. How much is motor van? 80 000. Donc ça nous donne 20%, ça nous donne 16 000. Et puis 80 000 retire 16 000. 80 000 retire 16 000. Here we have motor van. Only motor van 80 000 retire. This will give us 64,000. 64,000. And then the trader sold a private equipment costing 19 000 and the cash receipt was deposited into the business bank account. This is additional capital. Cash drawings are good. All these will not be recorded in the statement of affairs. So we have only 2 adjustments and then we copy. Motor van trade receivable. We have trade payable with trade payable here. Trade payable for December, how much? Trade payable for December, 4 000. And then we have loan for December. Loan for December, 6 000. And then we have cash at bank, December. Cash at bank for December, 25 000. And then we have bank overdraft, December. Bank overdraft, combien? Bank overdraft, 3500. So here we are, how to prepare statement of affairs act, and this one will give us the total 112 500. If we lot, when we do 23 500, 23 500, we less it, we will get capital act N, capital at 31 décembre, capital at N. This will give us 89 000. 89 000. Here we are. We have to take into account the adjustment. We have 2 adjustments, one for trade receivable and one for depreciation. For trade receivable, this will give us 13 500 and here this will give us 64 000. Both adjustments have been taken into account to prepare statement of affairs at 10. So we get capital at 10, 89,000. Now we can prepare the statement of profit or loss. How to prepare a statement of profit or loss? You still remember, in a profit and loss statement we have capital at start, less capital. We have this one, 2 columns. We will have, here we are, a statement of profit or loss. A statement of profit or loss. Here we will have capital at N, it is a format given to you. Capital at N, nous avons eu combien? 89 000. Less capital at start. Less capital at start. We have calculated capital at start 57 500. 57 500. This will give us increase in capital. Increase in capital. So increase in capital 31 500. 31 500. And then we less additional capital. Additional capital. This is adjustment number 3, 19 000. Okay, là, 31 500, retire 19 000, 12 500. And then we add drawings. Drawings, we have 2 drawings. We have cash drawings. Cash drawings, how much? 7 500. Et nous avons, we have drawings of goods. Goods, drawings of goods. 17 000. We have to add both. This will give us 24 500, and then we get profit for the year. Profit 3 300. Profit 24 500. Then we add this one, will get 36 500 1000. Ça nous donne 47, ça nous donne 37 000. Okay, là? This will give us 37,000. 24, 25, 25, 37 000. Yeah. Okay, là? This is 37,000. 37,000. So here we are concerning the statement of profit or loss. We have to take capital at end. We have already calculated less capital at start. This will give us increase in capital 31 500. Less additional capital 19 000, ça nous donne 12 500. Et add drawings 7 500 et 17 000, ça fait 24 500. 24 500 ensuite avec 12 500, ça nous donne 37 000 profit or loss for the year. So here we are concerning computation of capital at start, capital at end, and statement of profit to calculate profit or loss for the year. So you may be given multiple choice on this part where you will have to calculate the missing figure. At times capital at end will not be given, so you have to replace in the format, or profit may not be given, you have to replace to calculate profit or drawings and so on. So it is important to master this format properly so that you can tackle the multiple choice question in the exams. Thank you very much for your attention.